A Premier League goalkeeper has just been released and Celtic are already being linked. A free agent striker with almost 100 Premier League goals could be heading to Parkhead. One of the most highly rated young managers in British football has just walked away from his job in a huge surprise. And the Robbie Keane story refuses to go away, with O'Neill's own golf partner now wading in. Busy evening, let's get into it. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Stefan Ortega Moreno has been confirmed as one of several players leaving Nottingham Forest at the end of the season, and his availability on a free transfer has immediately put him on Celtic's radar. The 33-year-old German goalkeeper joined Forest from Manchester City in January on a short-term deal running until the end of the campaign. Despite only arriving in the second half of the season, he made 10 appearances and played a part in Forest's run to the Europa League semi-finals. He has now been released and is available at absolutely no cost. This is a significant development for Celtic, who Seltzar here understands have goalkeeper recruitment firmly on their summer to-do list. During his time at Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, Ortega Moreno made 56 appearances, won the treble in the 2022 to 2023 season, and consistently showed the quality to perform at the very highest level when called upon. Forest paid a modest £500,000 for him in January. Now he walks out of the door for nothing. The question for Celtic is clear. Do they want an experienced, battle-hardened goalkeeper who has operated at the top level for years, or do they back William Sinisalo to step up as the undisputed number one for next season? Sinisalo did well during the title run-in. Nobody is questioning that. But navigating Champions League qualifiers and a full European campaign demands serious competition for the jersey and a proven figure to call upon when the stakes are highest. Ortega Moreno is exactly that kind of profile, an experienced goalkeeper available for free right now. Celtic should be all over this one. Now, for the main story, as Callum Wilson has emerged as a potential summer target for Celtic, with a pundit claiming a move to Parkhead would genuinely appeal to the striker following his departure from West Ham United. Celtic actually showed interest in Wilson during the January transfer window as they desperately searched for attacking reinforcements after losing Kyogo and Adam Idah. A deal never happened, but the interest was real. Now the circumstances have changed dramatically. West Ham have been relegated to the Championship, and Wilson is leaving as a free agent. The 34-year-old has a remarkable record. Across stints at Bournemouth, Newcastle United and West Ham, he scored 95 Premier League goals in 271 appearances. Even during West Ham's dismal relegation campaign last season, he still managed 7 goals. At his best, he is a natural finisher, a strong physical presence, and a player who stretches defences in a way Celtic have desperately been missing. Former Northern Ireland international Ian Dowie believes the move would make sense from both sides. He said, "I think Celtic would interest Callum Wilson, Hull would be an interesting one, and Celtic is a massive club. It wouldn't surprise me. He did his job at West Ham in the time he played, and I think there are still goals in him." Hull City are monitoring the situation after winning promotion to the Premier League, so there is competition. The question is what Wilson wants for this stage of his career. A free transfer, a Champions League qualifying campaign, and the chance to play for one of the most supported clubs in British football is a compelling offer. His age and injury history are genuine concerns, and Celtic needs someone capable of leading the line in Europe as well as domestically. Whether Wilson at 34 is that player is a debate worth having. But the goals are there, the pedigree is undeniable, and the price is zero. In other news, one of the most exciting young managers in British football has walked away from his job in a major surprise, and the news has naturally sparked discussion around Celtic. Kieran McKenna has stepped down as Ipswich Town manager, having led the club to 2 promotions in remarkable fashion. He arrived when they were struggling in League One and leaves having re-established them as a Premier League club. That is an extraordinary achievement. McKenna had been linked with several high-profile vacancies over the past year, including the Celtic job on more than one occasion. A section of the support believed he was precisely the kind of ambitious, forward-thinking appointment the club should have been targeting. His Ipswich teams were organised technically sharp, built on clear principles, and thrived on getting the ball down and playing through the lines. However, his decision to leave has nothing to do with a new job. In his statement, he was very clear about why he is stepping away, saying, After giving so much to the role over the previous 5 seasons, I now look forward to taking a break from management and dedicating some time to my family who have been with me every step of my career so far. That message could not be more straightforward. He is not leaving for a bigger club. He is stepping away from football entirely for now. At 40 years old, with a young family and 5 relentlessly demanding years in management behind him, the decision is entirely understandable. For Celtic, with O'Neill now in post, this development changes nothing in the short term. But McKenna remains one of the most talented coaches in the game and will return eventually. Whether Celtic and McKenna's paths ever cross again is a question for another day. In other news, the Robbie Keane situation continues to generate headlines, this time through a claim from Ian Dowie, a friend and golf partner of Martin O'Neill, who suggested a scenario where O'Neill and Keane could work together at Celtic in some capacity. Dowie, the former Northern Ireland striker, spoke openly about O'Neill's achievements since returning to Parkhead and the idea of the veteran manager nurturing a younger coach during his time at the club. He specifically mentioned Keane by name as someone who could benefit from that kind of mentorship environment. He said, "Martin is a friend of mine. I've played a bit of golf with him. In the situations he came into both times at Celtic, it was very difficult. I think he's done an outstanding job, no doubt. He provides stability, continuity, and proven success at Celtic. I don't think it's as easy a club to manage as people consider. There's a huge amount of pressure. I think Martin will be around for a while. And perhaps he can nurture and guide a younger man, someone of Robbie Keane's ilk. So let's see. It is worth being clear about what this is and what it is not. Ian Dowie is not a Celtic official. He is not speaking on behalf of the club or on behalf of O'Neill. He is a friend offering an opinion and speculation on what O'Neill's tenure might look like. That said, it does fit a narrative that has been building, with reports earlier this week suggesting Celtic were genuinely impressed by Keane during the manager search conversations and that different structures had been discussed. Whether any of that leads anywhere in reality remains to be seen. For now, O'Neill is the manager. Keane is not at the club, and the window opens in 5 days. Lastly, the Kieran McKenna story has an interesting Celtic subplot worth exploring a little further, because his departure from Ipswich also removes one of the more intriguing potential future candidates from the managerial market entirely. McKenna represented everything a section of the Celtic support wanted the club to pursue during the manager search. He was young, ambitious, proven at building something from scratch, tactically sophisticated, and had consistently shown an ability to improve players around him. The football his Ipswich teams played was genuinely impressive in terms of structure and intent. The reality, however, is that McKenna was never particularly close to the Celtic job despite the speculation. He signed a new deal at Ipswich at the start of last season and committed publicly to the project at Portman Road. The links were largely driven by supporters who admired his work rather than any concrete behind-the-scenes movement. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.